and let them start carrying themselves, because that's just the way it's going to be in the days to come. I mean, we are looking down the barrel at some huge changes, and, I know there's a lot of people that say this is a negative message, it's doom and gloom, it's negative prophecy. It's not prophecy anymore, it's science. And it's unfolding, and all your major scientists know what's coming down. They know what's on the books and what's getting ready to happen. They don't know when. They don't have a crystal ball, but they've read the cycles, they've read they've seen it in archaeology, they've seen it in geology, they know about certain events and certain patterns that unfold on a regular basis and cycles, and they're very aware of this, including these major solar cycles we're coming up to. So those people that are in the know, that are educated, are very aware of some major changes coming down, and it's time for all of us to do our own research and not, watch the boob tube and your latest soap opera and sit there and eat Twinkies or whatever, until everything hits the fan. That's not going to cut it. So anyway, we're going to have to really start cleaning up our act, and that means, on every level, on the physical level, we need to take care of our needs, our physical needs, and we need to take care of times when those products or those things we need may not be there. And so it's very important to take care of your physical body in that way. Get some fresh water, get some food and whatever. If you're living in a city and the grid goes down, you better have some backup. You better have something to take care of yourself, and that is just the way it is. I don't see the grid staying up past 2012. I doubt very much that it will be still intact. The other thing, mentally, emotionally, you need to process all the old wounds and traumas, all the childhood trauma. It's never too late to have a happy childhood. Get back into that childlike innocence, and clear up all the old wounds and traumas and everything else that you're carrying around. Dump the baggage. On the spiritual level, too, we need to transcend all religious and cultural barriers and get beyond all of this separation game and really see the God in everyone and everything. That's what it's all about. All of the masters taught this. Despite what certain organizations are saying, there is no exclusivity in God. Never was. The chosen ones are the ones who chose. They chose to awaken. They chose to heal. They chose to become one with the source within them. That is the bottom line. It's very simple. You don't need to study all the scriptures. You don't need to study every book on the planet. The truth is very, very simple. And as one of the lamas I studied with, I love what he said. He said, there's so few enlightened beings on this planet because it's so damn simple, And we're trapped in the intellect and all these elaborate teachings, and it's not that complicated. It never was. So basically, you focus on love and joy and bliss till you become it. Be still and know ye are God, that God is within you. Do your meditation time, get out in nature, and see the God in everyone and everything. It's really that simple. It's not that complicated. The hard part is to step out of the complication and get back to the simplicity. That's the hard part. Because, we are living in a very complicated, very intellectual, a very outward-driven society. And it's time to go within and, make your own personal contact with Source, Creator, God, whatever you want to call it, and clean up the past, release the past. And that's what the higher beings want us to do. If you want to know what their message is, they're telling us that we're about to embark on a huge evolutionary jump, that the Earth is going to go through huge transitions, and they want us to live in unity, live in harmony with each other and the planet. I mean, that's their message. It's not that complicated. So, if you're waiting for some little bug-eyed gray to come down and drop a symbol in your hand that's going to awaken you to unlimited power, guess what? They own you if you take that symbol. So don't go that direction. Go within. And always realize that love serves. Love never overpowers. It doesn't manipulate. It serves. Bottom line. And love is the ultimate power in the universe. So basically, that's my rant for this this evening's show. I want to go out to to the field and talk to some of the people out in the field. We've had some amazing events happen here. We've had actually Mary appear here twice and took photographs of this phenomenon happening, and the whole room filled with roses and people connected. Just amazing energy coming in. And we've had Mary Magdalene appear here as well. We've had a lot of masters appear here, and we've actually gotten photos of Kuan Yin, and Ezekiel is one of the beings that I work quite a bit. You know, if you want to experience these beings, I said I would just sit down and put a big smile on your face for just 1 minute, let go of everyone and everything, and just say the name. You know, say their name and tell them you want to feel their energy. You have to initiate this. And they're here to assist us. They're here to help us. They're not here to be worshipped. They want us to find the God within and come play with Him, basically. That's why they're here. So all of these gods and goddesses and masters of the past, you know, they're here to assist in the awakening and healing process, and they're here to empower each individual, you know, to connect with the God within. That's the bottom line. That's why they're here. These beings that come here in these glorious ships that we're seeing and filming, they have technology beyond anything you can imagine. And it's a spiritual technology. It's not this nuts and bolts game that most ufology is playing with and trying to, you know, turn everything negative or whatever. It's, you know, they learned to levitate before they had anti-gravity. They could levitate their own bodies. They could bilocate before they could jump their ships wherever they needed to go. So their spirituality and their technology is in balance. And where we've been trying to back engineer all this stuff and use it in the war industry or use it to conquer others or overpower others, they took a different path. And they're very concerned on how we are using our technology and how we aren't using it in service to humanity and the earth. We're using it to just serve a few. And they're very concerned about that. So, but anyway, that whole program is going to come to a close too, just energetically. It's unsustainable. You know, there's so many things happening here. I could go on and on. I think one of the things that amazed me the most is that I've been doing a lot of dark retreats, and in these dark retreats, I'll go out of body, and I just see these beautiful cat beings. They're feline beings, very tall beings, and they move just incredibly. When they move, they're very fluid, and tails are just flashing back and forth, you know, and they're excited and they're so loving to see you. And, you know, these are fifth and sixth dimensional beings, you know, that come from the Sirius system. And there's a lot of robe masters there too, you know, participating in these events, and, you know, civilizations that are all, you know, fifth level, you know, they're all Christ consciousness, a whole civilization of beings, and beings that we would mythologically call archangels, which are Andromedans, are there too, and they have 8 to 10 foot tall light bodies with huge fields of energy coming out behind them that look like wings. Just amazing things going on. And we look at the potential, and guess what? You've done all that. You came from the source itself. You came down through all these dimensions, and now you're here in the physical. You've done angel, you've done God being, you've done all these things. You came from the source itself, and now you're having a physical experience, and all these beings are coming back saying, hey, remember who you are, you know, and they're family, and they're getting ready to have a huge reunion. So throughout the changes, you know, there's a lot of help, and after the changes, there's going to be a grand reunion. You're going to see quite a skirmish going on between the controllers and those who want to continue to control and manipulate and stifle evolution. And you're going to see the people that are the ones that are, you know, focused on universal peace and brother-sisterly love and love us greatly and want to see us evolve and to break the chains of tyranny. So there is going to be a coming together and a meeting of minds and technology, and we're part of that. We're going to be experiencing that, and you know, so basically realize there are some beings that just love us beyond our imagination. We can't even imagine the love and the bliss and the joy they have to share with us. And there are beings that would really like to control us as well. if you don't believe so, just look at what's happening on Earth right now. So basically, there is going to be a coming together of those two factions, and guess who's going to be on the short end of the stick? It's definitely not the tyrants. And if they had any real wisdom, they would be shifting into the awakening healing process and shifting into service and moving their assets and their consciousness in that direction, because that's the only way they're going to make it through these times, through this shift. There's so many things happening, I don't even know where to start. I mean, there are whole kingdoms and realities and realms existing right alongside of us. And there are people that can see these realms, and we are actually filming them. We have technology now that we can actually film some of these beings flying around and doing all kinds of crazy things, and filming the ships and things like that are bilocating, morphing from 1 to 3 and landing and then taking off at, several thousand miles an hour instantly and just, making right-angle turns at several thousand miles an hour. We've got so much footage on this, it's just amazing. But, this technology is only showing us what's possible within ourselves. I like that one saying that technology is a failure of spirituality. So what we failed to do spiritually, we're trying to use technology to do, and ultimately, we don't need the technology in the end. The greatest ship you'll ever experience is your own body. And when you learn to raise this body and start jumping dimensions, you can go to the highest levels of consciousness and experience those, and you can go beyond what a lot of these ships are able to do. So anyway, eventually you don't need a ship. You just have a Merkabah and you appear wherever you want to appear. Your thought determines where you go. And you go there instantaneously. There's no time, in when you move up into those higher levels. It's instantaneous travel, and there is physics behind this now. So we are going through exciting times, and these times are worth hanging out for. They're worth paying attention to your environment, paying attention to your health, your mental and emotional health as well, and paying attention to the God within you. And, it's worth it. Whatever you go through, it's worth it to get through to the other side, because it's going to be amazing. There's going to be signs and wonders that are going to be truly not just heart-opening, but spirit-opening, and just, it's really worth sitting around and hanging around for, you might say, because there are a lot of those that aren't going to make it. They aren't going to be able to experience this, because it's all about frequency. And if you have a frequency that's focused on me and self and, what's in it for me, and if you're running that program, if you're running the program of tyranny, of making a profit at any expense and not caring about humanity and the earth, you're not going to make the shift. It's just your frequencies are too low. And you can't stop this shift. There's no man that can stop this shift. You can pull out all your technology. You can use HARP, you can use psychotronics, you can use chemtrails, you can use everything you can to keep the energy down on this planet. It's not going to work. All you're doing is creating more karma. And that karma will be accelerated, and it will all come up to the light. So I would make a strong suggestion. It's time to kind of shift your energy and walk away from these programs and not involve yourself anymore, because there will be a backlash. And I love what Buddha said, a fool in his mischief is like fresh milk. It takes a little while to sour, but surely as the cart follows the horse, it will catch up. And basically that's what's going on. There's some of these programs, they are getting away with this stuff, but, eventually it comes home to roost. And you really think about it, a lot of these people that have done these really heinous acts in the past, guess what? They're dead. They're not here anymore. And they couldn't take their toys with them, and they couldn't take their vast wealth or their empires with them, and some of them left a pretty screwed up bloodline behind to take it even further. But the good news is that some of these people that are inheriting these mega corporations or things like that, there are people coming in that are deciding to shift this and shift the energy. So basically there's definitely people that are moving up the ranks.